Hi there everyone, hope you're all doing well. In this video what I'm going to do is just do a quick run through of the special tools and the parts you'll need to do the timing belt change on the D5252T. First tool I'm going to show you is this, which is a special spanner for adjusting the tension on the main timing belt tensioner. It's very useful to have this as it grips around a large nut on the tensioner, and you need to sort of pivot this to set the tension, and then there's a bolt in the middle there which you lock down to keep the tension where it needs to be. So very useful to have that. I got this off of eBay, actually in a kit with the next tool I'm going to show you. Okay, next up is this. This is I think it's called Camshafts Locking Bar to insert into the end of the camshaft so that you know it's in the correct position. The next two tools I'm going to show you, I really do recommend that you buy the genuine articles in these two instances. This is it's a holding tool. This side of the tool is for holding the camshaft sprocket on the main timing belt end, whereas if you turn it over, this is for holding the sprocket on the camshaft on the injection pump end, and I believe can also be used to adjust the injection pump timing later on. This is actually Volvo tool 9995644. It's not the cheapest tool in the world. It's nearly £60, but I just don't see how you're going to get this job done without it. Okay, this is the final tool that I'm going to show you. This again is a real Volvo tool. This is part number 9995645. Again, not cheap. This is about £50. But again, it's one of those you're not going to get the job done without. What this is a tool to lock the crankshaft in position while you do the crankshaft pulley nuts, or bolts I should say rather. This end here fits into the harmonic balancer, while the bolt there comes through and bolts into the block of the engine to hold the crankshaft in position while you tighten the 5 bolts there. Next, I'm going to give you a little run through of the parts you need. Firstly, this one, which is a new valve cover gasket. Okay, next up we have here, this is the idler and adjuster roller for the injection pump belt. Just a word of warning, if you see any part numbers on these, I advise you not to pay a terrific amount of attention, simply because these are the parts that fit my car. I advise you to order against your chassis number rather than simply copying these parts and assuming they'll fit. If you notice there, those two are the pointers for the timing, and that fits into a slot in the block to hold it in place. Also on the injection pump side, you'll need the belt. Also going to need a new Serpentine belt. Good idea just to replace it while you're in there doing the timing belt, even if it looks in good condition. That is, of course, unless you know for sure that it's been replaced recently. Next up, that is the bolt that secures the harmonic balancer to the crankshaft, and it's absolutely essential that you replace this because it's a stretch bolt, or also called a torque to yield bolt, meaning that once you've done this up once, it'll actually be weaker next time around. So you need to replace this because it is known on these engines for the harmonic balancer to come loose if you don't replace this, and well, that pulls the belt off and it'll be game over for the engine. To go along with this, there's the 4 smallest bolts or screws that hold the harmonic balancer to the inner sprocket that drives the timing belt, and 4 little washers to go with them. Okay, sorry these are coming out in a bit of a disjointed order. Next up we've got that's the bolt that secures the camshaft sprocket to the camshaft on the injection pump end, and that is the bolt that secures the tensioner for the injection pump belt onto the block. Okay, next up we have water pump kit. The kit of course comes with the sealing ring and 3 new bolts to secure it in place. Okay, next up we've got a bolt to secure the tensioner for the main belt to the block. This is the screw, or bolt I should say, to secure the camshaft sprocket to the camshaft on the main timing belt end. Don't even know if you can see that. There's a spring washer in there. That goes with the bolt that secures the main timing belt tensioner to the block. Okay, and last, but by no means least, is the main timing belt kit, which only includes 2 things. What I have here is the tensioner for the main belt. What you have there is there's 2 pointers there to help you set the tension. And as you can see there's that sort of large nut I mentioned before when talking about the tensioner spanner. There's a little foil sticker put on the car to indicate when the belt was changed, and of course the belt itself. Okay folks, I hope you found this interesting and useful. Any questions, I'll do my best to try and answer them. I'll catch you in the next one.